Welcome everybody to look at another Eureka Classics release from Eureka. They've already released the likes of Juggernaut and Black Tuesday along this film, and it is 1980's The Sword. So this is directed by Patrick Tam Kar-Ming. I'm probably going to, mispronunciate a lot of these names that are involved in this film, so I do apologise. And it's a wuxia film, clocking in at 89 minutes long. Stars the likes of Tyne Fang, who was in the likes of A Better Tomorrow, Fist of Fury, Five Fingers of Death, and Dragon Lord. Also stars Eddie Ko Hung, who was in the likes of Duel to the Death, which is another wuxia film that Eureka have released in the past, as well as Hero Shed No Tears, The Miracle Fighters, and as far as with more Western orientated films, the likes of Lethal Weapon 4. So, believing that he is in possession of a cursed blade, the legendary swordsman Hai Kan Shu has retreated from the martial arts world to live in a peaceful seclusion. However, his retirement has done nothing to dampen his reputation. A young warrior, Li Mak-yan, has wishes to challenge the master in order to test his own sword fighting skill. But Li searches for the reclusive Shu so that he might face him in combat. He finds himself entangled with old lovers and new rivals. Soon it becomes apparent that the old master's sword really might be cursed and will, perhaps, bring nothing but tragedy to those who seek to wield it. So, yeah, it's ultimately a massive surprise how much I enjoyed this film, because even though I have enjoyed plenty of wuxia films in the past, there's some that have been a little bit more about, basically. Probably the most significant was probably the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which I know a lot of people love, and I enjoyed it enough, but I didn't love it quite as much as some people. So, yeah, I'm generally surprised by how much I got along with this film, and yeah, but that's thanks to the excellent score, which really does meld different kinds of styles together really nicely. You got synths in there, you got orchestra, you got plenty of drums, and it all just really melds together to make for a really rather excellent score. The cinematography is superb. It has a really good cast, and the plot is really rather engrossing, which all help to make this enjoyable. But the pacing is also on point, the production is solid, and the character interactions are decent. Best of all, though, are the incredible action scenes, which are filmed and edited extremely well. And even though the violence isn't quite as abundant as you might expect for a film of this type, there's only, I think, three deaths, four deaths, yeah, 3 or 4 deaths. Um, it ultimately comes to ultimately comes in the end to have one of my all-time favorite villain deaths. It's just it's really quite violent, but it's not, in the most graphic kind of way due to the way it's fast edited and cut. But it's really rather satisfying, and a really rather, yeah, moment kind of in that. And yeah, it's just absolutely superb. I have put it on my Twitter account, the ending of, well, the villain death in that, if you wish to see it. But still, yeah, it's just so great, and yeah, really rather satisfying, and a satisfying villain death always kind of makes the film go slightly up as far as I'm concerned, because yeah, it makes the rest of the build up really rather quite worth it. And yeah, just overall a genuinely excellent film. So I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5, which is the same kind of rating again, Duel to the Death, to be honest. So yeah, wuxia films from the early 80s, which had a resurgence after the the realism of kung fu in the 70s. Yeah, did make a resurgence, and this and Duel to the Death easily two of my favourites in the genre so far. So yeah, we get the printed disc as per usual, which follows through the same kind of colour scheme on the slipcover. No reversible artwork, but we do have that artwork on the sleeve. And we also get a booklet with shots from the film. And inside we've got cast and crew, and then we've got Fortune and Glory, The Sword and the Hong Kong New Wave by Lung Wing Fai. And then we get shots from the film. Not sure if this booklet references the awesome villain death or not, but if it doesn't, it should, because it is generally superb. But the fight scene itself that leads up to that death is also really rather quite great. And then we also get in here a new language, Patrick Tam out on the sword. So the following interview was conducted by Arnaud Lanuke on 26th of June 2013 and transcribed for this release. So that's cool. And on the disc itself, we've got a brand new 2K restoration that is in the form of a 1080p HD presentation on Blu-ray. The picture quality is superb. Doesn't look like it's aged a day, and then the sound quality is also really good as well. Speaking of which, you get your original Cantonese audio and optional English dub tracks in their original mono presentations, and then you also get optional English subtitles newly translated for this release. You also get new audio commentary by East Asian film expert Frank Zhang, new audio commentary reactions cinema experts Mike Leader and Anne Venema, and then we also get Forging Ahead, a new interview with martial arts expert Wayne Wong on the sword and the wuxia genre. Then Andrew Heskins on the sword, a new interview with film critic Andrew Heskins, who's from Eastern Kicks. Then we also get the original theatrical trailer. So, yeah, a genuinely great film. Really, really worth not just seeing, but also buying. Because, yeah, just shows again that Eureka do nail it when it comes to releasing films that necessarily haven't had the most amount of time in the limelight, quite frankly, because I never heard of this before, just like I hadn't heard of Black Tuesday, which we've already reviewed. So, yeah, massive props to Eureka for giving this a release. And yeah, hopefully plenty of people will buy it and also appreciate it just as much as I do, or if not more. So, yeah, well worth getting, especially if you're into your wuxia films or just generally, you know, your Asian films from the 80s, because, yeah, it's really rather quite top tier as far as I'm concerned. Easily one of my favourite new releases I've seen so far this year, and yeah, definitely one of the best of its type that I've also seen. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.